Jeez.
I mean, the first one is one that has floated around for quite a while. And I know that you've addressed it before, but I want you to address it here. It comes from Samirius, and it is, would you ever consider going to play for North America? And if so, how good would the offer have to be?
So I've always said before I went pro even that my goal was always to enter North America because that's kind of where esports is booming. And, native speaking players all across the board. In Europe, we got some accents going on. The offer would have to be a situation where, and this is why I didn't go NA like 2 years ago. I didn't want to join an NA team that couldn't win invitationals. And I personally have not believed that a North American team could win until basically the last year, like last 365 days or whatever. Obviously, SST won the last one. We got SST, Dark Zero, TSM, and Oxygen. Pretty stable top 4 contesters. I think 3 of those are all capable of winning invitationals. I'm unsure about the 4th, and the 4th being Oxygen. I don't see them being stable enough. But in theory, any of those 3 teams were teams I could join now. But say in a year from now, if all 8 teams are great, then there's 8 teams I could join. It's all about timing.
Would you join United?
I think they already have an EU player, so it's only unfair if I did, isn't it? Like, I can't do that. Too strong.
Sorry. All right, that's a good answer. I remember when the rumors circulated that you were going to go to TSM. Everybody was like, Pengu.tsm.
That was a big rumor actually at some point. Never happened though.
But now, I mean, you could come over and be the Thermite support IGL for Space Station.
Nice, man.
Oh, da. The thing is, Parker, if I was to get an offer to go somewhere else, I'm not gonna accept a fucking hot breach offer. Fuck that. I'm getting off smoke or I'm getting off hot support and attack. I'm not doing both again. Like I always said, when I get put on Thermite, it's gonna be like my last year in Pro League, and now I'm basically on Thermite. So
I don't know. I like it. I have fun.
You might like it, Troy, and you're doing great, buddy. But I'm not liking it. Nor am I doing great. So if I get an offer, it better be contractually written. Not playing smoke and hot breach, only once at a time. Otherwise, I'm not joining.
So, true. Okay, I don't play smoke with it. So
exactly. Have you tried playing smoke hot breach? It's hard to find frags. You're basically just looking for scraps around. Like there's an injured guy somewhere. You kill him. You get I got the kill, boys.
When I first joined the team, we had Bosco on smoke hot breach, and I mean, I will say like we were worse as a team then.
Yeah.
But he I'm pretty sure he top fragged. It was at DreamHack Montreal. Like he was like throughout the whole event, he was like our best fragger.
Yeah.
On smoke.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't frag it out because look at Brit.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's the approach to the role. I guess I don't know. I feel like
it is.
You gotta feel like your impact is with your comms and your words, and that's it. So, anyways, I'm going to ask one. It's actually from my dad.
Oh.
Who are your favorite players to play against or types and why? And of course, 3 most memorable matches / moments in Siege.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'll answer the second part, but you got to repeat the first one afterwards because you cut out. But my most memorable matches, I think 2 of them are actually with you, which is kind of like silly to say, but I think it's true. I think obviously Invitationals 2018, and then probably Paris Major, kind of going into that because there's a lot going on between in your personal life, my personal life, the documentary, the rivalry, the storyline. You were like the player back then that I looked up to, and we just had a really good rivalry. It was really good for viewership and everything else. I loved it. And then, of course, my third memory would be, year 1, season 1 Pro League finals, my first ever LAN event, my first interview. I met Matt Andrews in the bathroom, washing my hands, and he was like, "Yo, who are you?" Looked at my jersey. "Oh, you're Pengu. Great. I'm Matt. Do you want to do an interview on stage?" And I was like, "No," but I actually said yes. So I fucked up there, but it created so many openings for me. And Matt was such a father figure for me, as sweet as it sounds. And we really grew well together. So you twice, you and season 1 once. And then what was the first part? Sorry.
The favorite players and styles to play against, I guess. You could even say favorite team.
Oh, to
You could
play
even say
against.
But yeah.
I like playing against teams that basically are not predictable because it's so like Empire, like it's so boring, but I can't beat them. So like, am I just bad kind of thing? I guess Elevate back in the day with the Skies and Laxing, obviously Reciprocity just likes Oxygen. I still think they have that kind of rat playstyle, as we call it. I like playing against those teams because it comes a lot down to like individual skill, decision making, adaptation, and creative work. And I think that's what Penta's Prime team was also good at playing. You know, the adaptability and dynamic gameplay style.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, favorite player, I kind of said it. I think it was you back in the earlier days for sure. I saw you as a big inspiration, and nowadays I really look up to people that are younger and newer. Like when Bolo was in the up and coming, just like seeing someone so young and so new to everything, really give it a go.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
All right.
Well, the next question comes from Fenris Meister, and this is a topic that also I was wondering if we should touch on, but I felt that if it was asking a question, we can get to it. Says, I know you've been talking about retirement lately. Is your mind set on a specific time, or are you still going to wait a bit longer for Ubisoft to fix the game up? You can also just talk in general about retirement in the comments that you've made.
I mean, the general topic has always been, ever since my stream started getting attraction, which was pretty much in sync with Siege getting attraction because potato, so about 2018,
right?
Especially after Invite, it became very clear to me that I could make a better living with less stress streaming, you know, the Shroud route, we can call it. But much like Canadian, I too am very much for success and winning tournaments and achieving something that's not what anyone can do, because I do believe that anyone can be a streamer because there are so many ways to do it. You can be an educator, an entertainer, or a pro player. But to be a pro league player and to win the biggest event takes nothing but being a great pro league player and being in a great team with great players, like just like you. So I didn't want to retire because I thought I could still achieve more in the game. And the bigger the game got, the more competitive it got, the more money it got. And all of a sudden, you know, we're screaming 5-6 hours a day. We have 2-hour theory sessions every morning. We play Pro League twice a week, National once a week. And it's like, okay, I can barely stream. I also have a girlfriend, which is basically a full-time job in itself at this point because it's getting serious, right? What do I do with my time? And at a point, I thought, I gotta make a decision and just cut something out. Either cut my girlfriend, cut the Pro League, or basically cut the majority of my streaming hours. And then instead, what I did was that I chose to make small sacrifices and decisions every single day. You know, an hour here, an hour there, one day of a week where I will eat dinner with Riley, where we go out, no phones, and just spend time together and like really develop our personal relationship. Have mornings and nights with her. Really grind when I'm grinding, because if I slack and I do a half-ass job, I'm gonna spend twice the time doing it. But there was the big frustration with the utility meta and, you know, where the game is going, as you said, Interro, and your concerns that we all share. And I did say basically that if stuff isn't looking better after next year's invite, which is in next year, February, most likely, that I would probably be open to ending it there temporarily, in the sense that I would basically take a break, be a full-time content creator, and actually see what it's like. Because right now, it's just grass is greener, more spare time. Woo! What if I get fucking bored, right? Because I'm no longer busy. And then I could know for a fact whether content creation would be the play or Pro League would be the play. And what I truly love the most between those two, because I don't know for sure. I don't want to retire, but it might be better for my personal growth, my mental health, and my character development to take a break temporarily. But we'll have to see when we get there, basically.
Yeah. That's a tough call. Thankfully for
Yeah, it
me, like
is.
I know for a fact, like I love competitive more. So it's like
Yeah.
easy for me, right? But yeah, I can see that. Like if I loved streaming as well, then yeah, you'd need to find the balance, and yeah, one takes away from the other. And I mean, yeah, if with all of it stacked up with each other and keep going at it forever, like I mean, yeah, one of them is gonna have to give, basically.
I think it reaches a point, you know, where you've already accomplished so much And it's like at that point, you've kind of reached the mountaintop, right? Like, let's be completely honest. You've won 2 6 invitationals. Both of you have. In fact, you have both won all of the 6 invitationals. So,
all the hammers in this call.
Wasn't aware that all the hammers are here right now.
Holy shit, you're right. All the hammers are here. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're somebody like Pengu, Troy, I think you had a really good story. I think your story was you came up short a couple times to G2, and I think your story was one of redemption, and you winning the hammer. That's like winning the hammer the second time is almost like that Ray Bork-esque story where it's like you win it with SSG and you're like, I'm fucking done. And then you walk off. But you obviously got more left in the tank.
No.
But
one more.
But it's like for Pengu, it's like you won 4 regular season championships out of a grand total of 11 seasons of Pro League. You won 4 of those. Technically, there were only, what was it? Technically, there was only 11 finals because Pro League season 12 didn't happen. So it's like, that's pretty crazy. You win the major, you finish runner up at the other major, you win 2 6 invitationals, or 10 finals, sorry, 11 didn't happen. So you won 4 of the 10 finals that happened. You finished runner up in Atlantic City. It's crazy to think back on all the success you've had, and your stream gets great traction. Your YouTube's getting good traction. You could probably go the Shroud route and make more money outside of competing. And have a more stable job. As sad as it would be to see you go, losing you as a competitor is something that in my brain makes sense. There are few people that I see being able to make that transition and be better for it. I don't think you have anything left to prove in Rainbow Six. You've given this game, over 5 years of your life at this point. A lot of people were upset that Overwatch players were retiring, and it's like, fuck, they were only playing that game for like a year and a half.
I will say, I think in your shoes, I could understand it because you've accomplished so much, and like you have stuff you like to. For me, man, like if I retired, I'd be fucking bored.
Yeah,
that's
I got the other out. Which, let's be honest, like most pros in Siege at least, and actually in most games, they don't have the content creator route. They could probably retire and build upon that route, but mine is pretty much set for me. All I gotta do is leave the shoes at the door and then walk in the door.
Yeah. But I think one of the big things is that you enjoy content creation. Like I'll tell you right now, and I've said it, like I don't. Yeah. Like I do to like a degree, but I can only do it. Like I could not do it as a full-time job. I could. Okay. I know I could.
I think you would like content creation if it wasn't playing the game. Doing shit behind the scenes, doing funny videos, doing content. Yeah. This is why I think you are well suited to be a caster.
Yes, but you don't know how much I love playing the competitive.
I know you love playing the game. I know. And I will say this as well, because chat is freaking out, being like, "No, Pengu, don't go." What I will what I will say is that if you came to me and you were like, "I want to retire. I need to know." You put a water pistol to my head. And I was allergic to water. And I said, I have to choose between whether you retire or not. I'm going to say stick around because you're too fun to cast. And frankly, I like having you around. So I would like you to not retire. However, if you did, I would understand why you did. And regardless, I think most people are going to support it. But I hope you don't.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, anytime someone retires, right, it's never like, oh yeah, he retired. But like,
no, there's a couple people that have left Rainbow Six. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, well,
why don't come back?
Okay, in a lot of the more storied and accomplished players and stuff like that. Okay, but like you're definitely in a position where if you did it, people are like, yeah, makes sense. I don't know. I feel like most people would. Some people obviously would not, but I can definitely see it. So yeah,
thank you.
Anyways, I'll just ask this first question because I actually think it's a good one. What's the best or most impactful moment of your career that the audience doesn't know about? I feel like it would have to actually. I don't. Did you talk about it? You talked about it on the podcast. This is like my guess at it. Okay. I feel like it would probably be like when Fabian came to you and like basically talked you into joining that team instead of the French squad.
That's honestly where my mind went instantly. It was like my brotherhood that I built with Fabian, I want to say Junis as well, but we had a really bittersweet ending, of course, all of us when we parted ways. But what happened between Fabio and I was it was like the brother that I never had. It was that I have a brother. That sounds really bad to say, but like a brother my age, if not older, actually, because Fabian's a boomer. And what we went through together, the fucking bullshit and the good times and the breakup. And I'm so happy he's still in Pro League on Vitality and I can beat his ass on occasion and then scream him on occasion. But I also wish there was a world where we had stayed together. But it was probably just like the beginning of our story and all that it entailed throughout this time. Yeah.